Welcome to yet another dimension. I am Jeremy, and today I'll be talking about all my pickups for June 2021. It's gonna be a lot of PlayStation games in this one, but yeah, because I got a lot and got some new accessories, controller, and one Wii game, and also a brand new PS5 game. I'm gonna talk about the end, so let's get into it.
Where did you come from? Another dimension?
First, let's talk about one of my favorite JRPGs of all time, Persona 4 Golden. Now, I already had this game, but I think somebody stole it. I had the cart. I didn't. I lost the cartridge. I always had the case, but I went to a game store and I found the game, and it was super cheap. It was like $20. It's going for like 80 plus now, and not even complete. It's probably more than that. So I am happy to have this. It's a high school simulation, like high school dating simulation slash dungeon crawler. It's great. Great art style, great music, great fun. It's pretty hard, but you should definitely try Persona 4 Golden. That's on the PC as well now. And also try 5 if you haven't gotten to that yet. But great game, one of my favorites of all time. Next, we're going to talk about some PS1 games. Love collecting for the PS1, but it's getting up there in price nowadays. First, we're going to talk about these two games. First, we're going to talk about Board Game Top Shop. Now, Greg Miller, if you know him from Kinda Funny, he talks about this game a lot. Yeah, he used to play it back in the day. This was a budget title back in the day, where it's kind of like Chibi Monopoly, Japanese Monopoly. You go around the board and you're buying shops and you're trading, selling with the other players, and whoever has the most money and assets at the end is the winner. It's kind of like, it's not my type of style game as much, but I like the style of it. You know, the anime aesthetic, the old school anime loading screens. I really enjoy, and it's a cute game. And it was made by KID. It's just one of those old school independent Japanese developers you don't hear about anymore. And it came out with like a series of games, A1 games with the budget titles. With like, this is the board game one, the role play one. I forgot what it was called. Simulation, puzzle. This game has gone up in price a little bit. I think it's like around $50, $60. I got it at a good price when I could. So it's a cool little hidden gem you can find. Something kind of similar, a Capcom game made by the maker of Devil May Cry. We have One Piece Mansion. Now, not One Piece, the anime, the super popular anime. This was made in 2001, I believe. Yeah, 2001. So this is a super late PS1 game. Like, the PS2 was already in stores, super popular. But this came out, and like I said, it was made by the director of Devil May Cry. I forgot his name right now. I think it's Hideki Anno. I'm not sure about that, but this is actually, I was trying to play this yesterday. I had no idea what I was doing. Kind of has like like the chibi anime aesthetic, and I actually like the aesthetic of it. You play this guy that owns a apartment complex, I guess a building, and you have to manage it. So you got to build elevators, have tenants come in, get rid of them if they're losing enough money. So you can't. It's your job is it just to maintain your apartment complex and not lose all your money. I lost all my money in this, and I had no idea what to do. There's not much of a tutorial in it, so you just gotta figure it out. But I don't think I can get into this type of game, unfortunately. But I will be doing all the Capcom games, or most of them, what I can get my hands on, and do a review of all of them because I love Capcom, and this is gonna be in it, and it's not gonna do good on this list. Next, I just got this recently from my friend Terry. He'll be on the channel soon. We're gonna be doing a top 10 list of first-person shooters and RPGs. But he found this and he gave me a good deal on it. Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation 1. This was also on the N64 when it came out. This is a great 3D platformer. The original Toy Story game came out on the Super Nintendo. I think also the PlayStation, and that was more of a side scroller. This is 3D. Of the time, Super Mario, Banjo, collectathon. Going around collecting stuff and then coming out of the level, going to new levels. But this is a good game. Remember it being good, and it looks good. It plays still good. Once again, like back then, the cameras wasn't as good as it is now, but it's still playable. The graphics look good, and they use for the cutscenes. They just use scenes from the movie Toy Story 2. So that's basically the story of it. But you play as Buzz Lightyear in this. I'm not sure if you played Buzz in the original one, but you definitely play him as this, and you're trying to save him like in the original, Toy Story 2. But great game, $20, $25 now. That's the going rate for it. And if you ever see the greatest hits version of that game, it's one of the rarest PS1 games. So definitely, if you see that, look it up. It's like $600, $500. Next, speaking of greatest hits, this is not rare at all. We have Spider-Man for the original PS1. One of the first great Spider-Man games and superhero games. This was made by Neversoft. It was made in 2000, so this is right after Tony Hawk came out. Probably, I think Tony Hawk 2 maybe came out after this, or before this. And it's in the Tony Hawk engine. So it's a good engine. And I was playing it yesterday. Man, the cutscenes are done well. The voice acting is actually really good. It's dated in terms of visuals, and the gameplay is a little janky, but I think this is still holds up to this day. And if you're interested, it's made by Neversoft, so it's going to be a good game. You should try it out. It's like $30 or so. I think it's worth it to get. If you can't find the black label, get the greatest hits, man. It's just as good. Little throwback. Sorry, I had to move my laptop because it sounded like a launch PS3 after it's been on for 10 minutes. It sounded like a straight up jet engine. But where were we? Oh yes, we're talking about, what is this? Not Evergrace. Yeah, it's Eternal Ring. So this was a launch game for the PS2 made by From Software, developers of Dark Souls. So I'm trying to get a lot of the older From Software games. And a lot of other people are trying to do that too because they're going up in price. But this one is still cheap. It's pretty dated. It's dungeon crawler, first-person RPGs of that time. But it's supposed to be decent. I want to get Evergrace. I heard that's a little bit better. But Eternal Ring, it's cool getting the launch games for each system. I like doing that. Now this is a much later PS2 game. I also got from Terry. Got Dirge of Cerberus. Final Fantasy VII. Now this stars a character in Final Fantasy VII, Vincent. It's like a third-person shooter. I heard it's not that great of a game, but it looked pretty fun. And I got a good deal on it. Terry gave me a good deal on it, and I look forward to playing it. I haven't beaten Final Fantasy VII, so I'm gonna beat Final Fantasy VII first, and then get into this. I swear I'll beat it one day. Next, we have another Square Enix game. We have Front Mission 4. So, Front Mission 4, this is not looked on back as good as the other ones, as like the original, like 2 and 3. But I think this looks pretty cool. It's a strategy RPG, and you using mechs. It looks pretty fun to play, and I like the cover. I don't know why I like that cover. But I had this once and I actually sold it, but I got it back from Terry. So hopefully I can get into that first. Next, we're going to talk about some PS3 games. Not a lot of PS3 games to collect for. 2 of them already had. So first one, we have another launch game, but this one is Ridge Racer 7. Now, Ridge Racer 7, is 7? Yeah, 7. I don't know why I think I'm thinking of 6. So Ridge Racer 7 was exclusive to the PS3 when it launched, and I think this is a great game. It ran at 1080p, 64 frames per second, not common for the PS3 back then, but I think it's a great game. Still great to this day, and it's still open. The online servers are still open. I just got this because the case and the manual. I just had the disc, so I'm happy to have this. add to the PS3 collection. Next, we have WWE All-Stars. A little throwback to the old arcade games back in the early 90s, late mid 90s. I like this style of gameplay. It's very cartoony, and they look like action figures. And I heard decent reviews on this. Recently, they made something similar to this, 2K Battlegrounds. I heard it wasn't that good, and actually it's on PlayStation Plus for free this month, like in July. So I'll look forward to playing this. It looks fun. And I like old school WWE, old school, not new school. Oh, next, a game I already had as well, but I just wanted to get the case and the manual because my copy was dirty and it's nasty. So I'm glad to have this. Fairy Tale Knights? Yeah, Fairy Tale Knights. This is just a dumb game about, like, I like cutesy things, killing and murdering. I have problems, I know. But this game looks goofy and stupid, similar to Naughty Bear. And can't wait to play a little bit more. Like, look at that. Like, what is going on in this? And it's weird. It has the new logo for the PS3, but it has the old font, the Spider-Man font on the top. And I noticed that this is one of the few games that has that. Next, we're going to get into some PS4 games. Let's do this. First, we got some steelbooks. We have Dragon's Crown Pro. Now, I had Dragon's Crown on the PS3. I got it when it released. I actually have unboxing for that when it came out in 2013 on my old channel. But this is a sweet steelbook. Like, it's an embroidered, like, it raises up. It's cool. And here's the back. And it comes with these skill cards. I don't plan on opening. And yeah, it's an awesome game made by Vanillaware, published by Atlas. Sweet. And it's it's a beat 'em up, dungeon crawler. The fantasy aesthetic, and it had like a big controversy for the proportions of some of the characters. I remember back in the day. But great game. Find it if you can. Another great series, Yakuza Kiwami. So this is a remake of the original one for the PS1 and PS2. And look at that. That's a nice back. Not much in the... I had this already, but I had the Greatest Hits edition, and I don't really like the Greatest Hits editions of the PS4 games. And I like the Steelbook, and I love this series. I'm still playing through this. I'm not enjoying it as much as Zero, but it's still great. It's still Yakuza. People know about this now. It's gotten popular, but definitely I would start with Zero though, and then get to this. Next, we have a fighting game, Arc System Works, Guilty Gear, X3rd Revelator 2. That's the official name. So this is the final update for the last series of Guilty Gear games made by Arc System Works, Blaze Blue, Dragon Fighter Z. Yeah, these are the masters of the 2D fighter game, and I think these games look awesome. Great soundtrack, great character designs. But I was trying to play this and it wouldn't let me open it. I don't know why. It had me make a new save file, but it wouldn't let me. I don't get it. But that was what was going on with that. But I can't wait to play this when I actually can play it. But so Guilty Gear. And the new one recently came out. Like a couple of weeks ago. So I want to play that first and then get into Strive. Guilty Gear Strive is the new one. This game I haven't played yet, and I got it because I heard it was a survival horror game. But I'm thinking it's just a survival game, an episodic survival game. I don't know much about this. It kind of looks like you're lost in the woods. You got to survive, obviously. So I don't know much about this. Let me know if you guys know about anything about this. And is it good? I don't see this often. I think this is gonna be an expensive game later on, cause I never see this. The Long Dark. I forgot to say the name of it. Next, we're gonna talk about Tales of Susperia. Definitive Edition. This originally came out on the Xbox 360 back in like 2008, and now this is the remastered version of it, all the DLC and everything. And I played a little bit of it. My favorite Tales game is Tales of Xillia, and I played a little bit of the second one. I haven't beaten it yet, but I played this. It's a good start so far. I mean, Tales games are always great. It's weird going back to this because when you start fighting, you don't have free reign to run around. You have to like hold L2 to start free roam. But if you don't, you like run in a straight line, but you're still in a 3D space. It's kind of clunky at first to start with, so it's kind of hard to go back. Already playing Tales of Xillia where you have like free reign when you're fighting, but so far it's interesting characters. So I like to play more of this and get into it. Next, we have a couple of limited run games that I found at a game store. First, let's talk about Caledris Blaze, a bullet hell shooter made by Moss. They made some of the raiding games back in the day. This was originally on the Xbox 360 as well, then ported, and also on arcades. Then it was ported to the PS4, and it's actually released as a limited run game. I don't like limited run games. I don't mind getting them if I can find them, but I don't pre-order and stuff. I don't like forced, shortage on games, limited run games. I just like regular print games. But that's another story. Another video for another day. But I played a little bit of this. Like I said, it was a shoot 'em up. It's crazy. It's very difficult, and it has anime aesthetic to it. It has a little story mode to it. I like the bullet hell. Yeah, that's what it's called, bullet hell shooter. I said it before, and I look forward to playing this more and get into it. This goes go for like 60 or something like that, and it has like a full, it has like this little card, limited run. It has a little art book to it, which is cool, and a full manual. I miss having those back in the day. They don't have it anymore, unfortunately. But Caledris Blaze, look for it. Next, we have another limited run game, also its sequel that I had no idea. First, let's talk about the limited run game, Wonder Boy, A Dragon's Curse, A Dragon's Trap. So originally, this was a Master System game for the Sega Master System. If you didn't know, Sega had a system before the Genesis in the 80s that competed with the original Nintendo. It didn't do as well as the Genesis, but it still had a market. But this was originally for the Master System, and it had like a couple of games on it, and it was on the arcades as well. And this is the third remake of the third game, and I played it. You can switch back and forth from the original graphics to the updated ones, and it's pretty fun so far. I think it aged well, and also you use a password system in this, so they kept that. And I like the music as well. It's pretty good so far. And let's talk about, I guess, the spiritual successor to this game. We have Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. So I just found out that this is the spiritual successor to Wonder Boy. So Monster Boy, it's like new game, new updated graphics. And but this one, I don't know, it looks more generic, and it plays more generic to me, and the music's more generic. So I didn't have a good impression of this game when it first played it. So hopefully it gets better. So I want to play more of this game and then get into this. But it had a cool intro, like the kids cartoon intro that kind of like Pokemon. But it was enjoyable so far. This one more so. But we'll see if I won't probably sell it or not. So that was some limited run games and Monster Boy. Next, let's talk about some the accessories and the new controller I got for the PS5. Talk about you later, Kirby. We have the what's this called again? This is the red controller. I forgot the Cosmic Red. The Cosmic Red. It should be on the box. Then we have the official charger, and also the media remote. Yeah. So let's talk about this first. So I got this. It was cheap. I found it. I was like, oh, this is cool. Let's get all the accessories for the PS5. So I put the batteries in this, and I was using it. I was going to use this for an extra, controller. And then ever so often, the PS5 would just randomly turn on. And it's kind of creepy. Kind of like, it's like watching me. So I took out the batteries. I'm not using this until I get some new batteries. I think the batteries are haunted. Or this is. So watch out for that. So that's the media remote. Then we have the charger. So I have this charger. The high heel charger. I found this at Disc Replay, and it's crap. It doesn't work that well. It's hard to use, and I'll put in the controllers so it charges. So if you find this, don't ever use it. Get this instead. It's much better. So all you gotta do is just put it on here and it works. Like it clicks and it works. I don't have it plugged in right now, but you put two controls on here and it looks better. It's the official one, so you know it's quality. Then we have this Cosmic Red controller. I tried to do an unboxing of this and I messed up. I was recording like this and it went into portrait mode, so the whole entire thing is sideways. So that's why you didn't see unboxing of this. But I'm enjoying the controller. I like red and black, two of my favorite colors. So I look forward to get more of the colors. They have the black one. I'm gonna get that next, and I'm gonna try to collect all the colors of it because I'm gonna really focus on like getting all the accessories, controllers for the PS5, because the PS5 is great. I'm gonna do a year review, the first year, and I'm talking about all my thoughts and all the games. And then let's talk about my only Nintendo game I've got so far. Let's keep this up here. This looks so cool. Ooh. You can go. You can go. You're not cool. Let's talk about Kirby's Dream Land Collection, right? Kirby's Dream Land Collection Special Edition. So this comes with all the classic titles, even the N64 one that I played a lot. See, I love Kirby. I don't think Kirby gets enough love. They have a lot of games, but I think Kirby can be just as good as Mario if they put more focus on it. But I always enjoy Kirby games, and has all the main games from prior to 2012 in this package. It has Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Dream Land 2, Kirby's Superstar, Kirby's Dream Land 3, and Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards. And it has new challenge stages and the Kirby history. So this is a good deal. This is getting up there in price, so I'm glad to have this. And it comes with the music CD as well. So there you have it, Kirby, all the Kirby goodness. He's so fluffy and cute. He makes me hungry. Like, he makes me want to have some cotton candy, and I don't really like cotton candy. So, final game I'm going to talk about. It's a new game, new PS5 exclusive. We're going to talk about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and I just beat this yesterday. And I gotta say, it's probably the best looking game I've ever seen. The amount of stuff is going on the screen is ridiculous. So much, just enemies everywhere. You got switching guns on the fly. The particle effects are crazy. The lighting, the ray tracing. I was like, wow. So this is what they're talking about. This is why it's $70, because this is definitely not possible on the PS4. Not even close. And also they use the interdimensional like the interdimensional thing, travel really well in this. They have like little rifts you can travel to periodically, in combat, and then like sometimes bosses they go into different you know, rifts and like dimensions during fights, which is cool. I think they should use that more, but it's a lot of fun. This is the first Ratchet and Clank game that I beat. I've been playing the original one and I stopped playing it, but I gotta say, the one thing I don't like what they did with the new series is I don't really like Ratchet in this. He's kind of like a little too safe. He's kind of like happy-go-lucky with everything. Like everybody's friend. Like too positive. I don't like that positivity crap. That's why I like Rivet more. She's more like a badass, you know, cool chick. Kind of more edge to it. See, Ratchet used to have more edge to it. If you play the originals, he had a little bit more edge, and I like that more. In this, this is kind of like too kid-friendly at times, but it does have still good writings. But I'm gonna talk about that more in another video coming up soon. But if you like Ratchet and Clank, if you want to have a great adventure, and it has a lot of heart too, the characters like it's tugging your heartstrings. But it's a great game. I would, you know, put that up there. It's one of the better PS5 games that came out recently. So there you go. That's my short thoughts on it. I'll talk about this more later in a later video this month. So if you're interested in Ratchet and Clank, you should definitely get it. I recommend it. And no loading, which is great. So that is all my purchases, all the game related stuff for June 2021. In July we're gonna do Christmas in July, so just Christmas we're gonna be wearing sweaters basically. So it's gonna be Christmas in July. Me and Andrew are gonna do like mid-year list. Terry and I are gonna do our favorite first-person shooters and favorite RPGs, like I said earlier. So look forward to that, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, preferred dimension, and until then, I'll see you in the next dimension. Peace.
You'd best not be after me, Booty.
Not a chance.